At this point, there's only one thing that matters, and that's doing whatever it's going to take to run sub 3 hours. Welcome back to another week of training. It is Monday, March 25th, 5:30 p.m., and we have a 7-mile run on deck. We are currently 5 weeks out from the Eugene Marathon, where I will be running sub 3 hours. It'll be my first sub 3 hour attempt. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through what it is like to be in a week of training. And not just any week of training. This, in fact, will be my peak week of training. My highest mileage of prep, my longest run of prep, all is happening this week. So it is a pivotal week in the journey, and we are not set up feeling very good coming into it. I've been on a real hot streak. Everything's just been going really well so far in this prep. Up until 2 nights ago. I had a big long run on Saturday. It was a big 15-mile workout, 12 miles at race pace, and I crushed it. But Saturday night started to feel awful, and yesterday I was in bad shape all day. Same thing happened after my last half marathon in January. Just a crazy feeling of absolute exhaustion and fatigue. I don't know if it was just overwork or what it maybe really could have stemmed from, but man, it was awful. Felt pretty bad waking up this morning, but we're bouncing back and I feel pretty good right now. I was able to get some calories in today. I was able to get some water in today. I'm definitely not at peak state, but it's okay because we have a long week ahead and I know a thing or two about getting back on track when I'm out of routine. So schedule this week very simple. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, easy runs. Wednesday, quality sessions. Saturday will be long run. We'll incorporate some gym sessions in the mix as well, and I'll just take you guys along on the journey. So if you want to follow along on a week in marathon prep as a hybrid athlete, chasing a sub 3 hour marathon time, strap on in, we'll get to it. That's a Monday run complete. Man, pretty rough. 7 miles, an hour, 11 minutes, 51 seconds, 10:15 minute per mile pace. And guys, if you know that's not sub 3 hour marathon, easy run pacing right there. My normal easy run pacing lately is like 8:05 to 8:15. I walked a lot. I'm like so tired, right? Like I'm so fatigued. I feel so weak. I don't even want to keep my eyes open right now as I'm talking. I just want to lay down. And then I come back after the run wraps up to pick up my tripod. And guys, there's some people out there this evening, walking around, enjoying the weather, going down by the trail. So there's people down there while I'm down there. And I usually will just like lay shit, like a sweatshirt or the tripod just out in the open. But since there were people down there and I've had stuff stolen before, I put it under a big log. And I don't know, I guess somebody saw me put it under there because when I came back, the tripod was gone. So tripod got stolen to top everything off. So that's just great. That's just great. It's Tuesday. We've made it. Tuesday means we have another easy run lined on up. So we're prepping to go knock it out. It's evening time now. Weather is, oh man, it's not cold. It's been really great here in Ohio. So we're gonna have a good little 6 miler lined up this evening. I come to you today on a new tripod and a better tripod is that at that. Joke's on you, thieves. Joke's on you, thieves. I got an upgraded tripod. You guys have an out-of-date, not as feature-heavy tripod in your hands. And hey, you might be saying, well, it was free. We're okay with that. But I know who has a better tripod. It's an amazing thing, though, the world we live in here today. Like, literally, it happened yesterday evening, like, late. This thing got delivered this morning. I literally got a tripod and a phone adapter connection shipped to my doorstep within like 12 hours. It's crazy. So, anyway, we're feeling much better today. We are back to life. I got some phenomenal sleep. And I think that a lot of people undervalue the power of sleep. Did I get to really do much else these past couple days besides work and sleep and train? No. But like, that's okay. Guys, like, if you can, when you just really, the feeling where you wake up with no alarm and you just feel like really well rested, like that's a real thing. And I love it. So I've had that the past few days. I've really been bouncing back. I think that tomorrow I'll be good. So subjectively, I feel good. This run will be a good objective test about where my body's at. Because I got to make sure I can run properly. Too, I have a big quality session Wednesday. I can always default to push it to Thursday and take my rest day tomorrow, if I need to though. So that's always in the cards. Stomach has been doing okay. I had really bad gas yesterday on the run, and not just farts, but gas, air in your intestines, which is not good on a run. Not good on a run. For I guess the way it feels, it hurts. In terms of getting it out, running's great though. Every step that you take, you're pushing that thing down. It's pushing through your system. And then you gotta look behind you, make sure no runners are coming up behind you. Which no runners come up behind me because I'm so freaking fast. But bike riders. And then if nobody's there, you just gotta let it rip, move it out. So that was yesterday. I haven't been back on board entirely with nutrition yet. My appetite's getting there, but it's still not here all the way. So I'll force feed myself some pasta tonight. I DoorDashed some breakfast for the first time in months this morning. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. It's funny because DoorDash breakfast is objectively half as good as breakfast you get in person at a real breakfast restaurant. Objectively, it's nowhere close. But the fact that it's just there at your door and you don't have to leave and you just kind of roll out of bed and you have food waiting for you, that helps. That helps. So, as you guys know, we are pursuing a sub 3-hour marathon here in about 5 weeks. And to do that, I got to run 6 minutes, 52 seconds per mile over the course of 26.2 miles. And my marathon progression, I've been running for 3 years. Race 1, I ran 5 hours, 17 minutes, which wasn't an accurate representation of my fitness level. It was poor race strategy. I could run 4 hours. I think I ran 4:04 a couple weeks before and 3:57 a couple weeks after, just on my own training. So I went from a 4-hour marathon to a year later, a 3:44 marathon, to a year later, a 3:29 marathon. Almost a perfect year in between those. So it took me 2 years to shave 30 minutes off of my marathon time. And that was my last marathon. So now I'm attempting to run sub 3 hours and shave another 30 minutes off my marathon time. Not in 2 years, not in 1 year, but 6 months. It'll be 6 months from my last marathon to Eugene. Which, guys, that's crazy. Now, granted, I ran an hour 29 half marathon in January. So that's, 3 months out from the race. But taking that pace, which is 100% max effort over 13 miles, and then imagining that being the halfway point and holding that for another 13 miles, crazy. Crazy. That's something I've struggled with when it comes to training, is the realization and acceptance of, I don't know what I'm capable of doing today. And the idea of going out to put out an effort and hit a time that really could only be capable, that I could really only be capable of doing if I had perfect conditions and perfect effort. But I've gotten better at adapting to that, and that's definitely making it more exciting as I continue to progress.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
What is John making some mass content in here? This is where all the magic happens.
Kip is gonna come out and do a portion of the run with me today. This man is back in action.
Very vaguely back in action, so.
Hey, but back in action.
Back in action.
We'll take it. So, the real key, though, to me running sub 3 hours are these bad boys. My race shoes came in yesterday, I think, and they're pretty sick. So I'll be running in the Nike Vaporfly 3s. These have been my favorite race shoes for the past few races, and we're going to stick with what's been working. So, excited for these. These won't get any miles until race day, though. But, all right, bro, you ready to go run?
Yeah, and speaking of race shoes. These were gonna be my race shoes for the Eugene Marathon, and you can see the color scheme there if you know anything about Eugene. So they're just track shoes now, just for some small mileage build up. So yeah, dude, go get it.
I went with the color scheme too. Did you see? Did I send you my whole?
No, dude, I don't know your whole outfit.
I'll show you. All right, today we're wearing the Rebel V4s for the first time, and honestly, they feel like shit. These do not feel like good shoes at all right now.
Oh, dude, I forgot my running hat. Look a little bit better now.
I don't think not much can solve that problem, Kip.
Well, Kippy's coming out of his turtle shell a little bit. That sounds a little bit weird. But yeah, we're joining John for a little run here. Nice to get back out. It's another good day in Ohio. So gotta take advantage of it.
Don't have that loogie on me, dude.
Now, put it right on the camera lens.
We are back from the run. That is 6 miles. Complete 55 minutes, 42 seconds, 9:16 minute per mile pace. Another slow run today. I ran the first mile and a half with Kip, so took that pace nice and easy, but I'm still not back to baseline pace. So I'm gonna give you guys the secret to my favorite fueling recipe. When I'm feeling responsible and don't DoorDash, this is what I do for dinner. We have 3 servings of elbow pasta, gluten-free variety. We're gonna load it up with some sodium, and then throw on some pasta sauce. Fresh out of the fridge, just the cold sauce direct onto the pasta. And then just threw 8 ounces of ground beef in the microwave that we'll just plop on top. Kind of old, it doesn't smell good. I'm gonna roll the dice. And then we just mix it all up. And then you can throw in a little cheese, some mozzarella, some Parmesan. But then you have a classic dish of one-pot noodles. Best part about it then is once I'm done eating, I have 1 dish that I have to clean, and that's the pot. That'll be a wrap on Tuesday. I don't plan on running tomorrow. Tomorrow's the quality session. It's a big quality session. And I'm just not going to be ready to put in the efforts that it's going to take to actually do a great job, and I want to make sure that I do a good job. So I'm going to take my rest day tomorrow and move the quality session to Thursday to give myself 2 more nights rest and continue to fuel up a little bit better. I think that's the right move. It's a new day. It's Thursday. Thursday, typically rest day. Not today though. Today's gonna be quality session. We opted to take our rest day yesterday and push the run to today. And based on how I'm feeling this morning, it was the right call. Whether or not it'll be enough time is yet to be seen. But I by far feel the best today, better today than I felt. And that's even with waking up at 6 a.m. because it is 6:20 at the moment. We have an 8-mile run today. It is a 1-mile warm-up. And then 2 sets of 3 miles at 6:40 minute per mile pace with a 3-minute jog in between. And then about a mile cool down. 2 sets of 3 miles at 6:40. I have to run 3 miles straight at 6:40 twice. Uh-oh. 2 weeks ago, the run that I failed to complete was programmed to be 3 sets of 2 miles at 6:45. This is no joke. This is no joke here today. And you know what? I would love to go enjoy the day and rip it outside. But guess what? It's pretty cold. I have a long day today. I'm starting earlier and ending later. So I gotta get it out of the way early, which is always a good call, guys. It's always a good call to just get up and get your run, get your lift. Ideally, when you have a really busy day, just get it out of the way and be done with it. So that way I'm not fighting tonight at 8 p.m. to try to get out there and do it. I don't feel that tired. I think I'm gonna be okay. But it's cold, so I think that I'm gonna opt for this run on the treadmill. And I hate treadmills, you know, but I especially hate quality sessions on a treadmill. I hate pushing high paces and doing like different sets. Like it's fine for an easy run, you know, you just set the pace and forget it. But I don't know, it just feels right today. Friday. Good morning, guys. Friday means we have an easy run lined up. Yesterday we did a quality session. I didn't really talk about it. I came back to talk about it, and then I got pancakes delivered, and then, you know, at that point I just kind of forgot. But it was good. So I had 3 miles, 6:40, 3-minute rest, 3 miles, 6:40. So it's 6 miles at 6:40, and I did it on the treadmill. But we got her done, and interestingly enough, the second 3 miles was easier. You know, there's different like thresholds, I think, to running, and there's certain thresholds where it's like you gotta like force yourself to keep like holding an effort. And I think the slower you go to get to your easy run pace, the easier it is to get your mind to wander. So like my mind couldn't really wander, but at one point I just like locked in and I just stared at the wall, like one spot on the wall. Just like visualizing myself in the race. It helped a lot. Sun's coming up, we'll knock out 6 and we have 22 miles tomorrow. And that's what we gotta be ready for. So we'll see, I might get pancakes again. Fuel on up, calorie dense day. And we got some serious mileage going on these bad boys tomorrow. 6 miles, 49 minutes, 8:10 minute per mile pace. So good run. That's back to baseline. We're healthy. My recovery on Whoop has just been it's been climbing every day this week. So it's a good sign that I've been doing the right things. It's a good sign that I'm getting healthy. So a little shoe review. I use the alright. We'll get to that in a sec. The little shoe review. I've been running a couple times now in the New Balance Fresh Foam V4s, and I ran in the New Balance Rebel V4. We'll start with this one. I will probably never wear this shoe again. Straight up, just probably will never wear it. I mean, it's a super light shoe, but I don't know. I just didn't like the upper. It doesn't feel good. There's nothing special about this foam in the base. I just didn't like the way it feels, period. I just don't know why I would ever choose to wear this shoe over any other shoe, like especially over like the Asics Nova Blast, for example. So they look cool. They're going on the shelf, but I don't think I'll probably ever wear them again. Now the New Balance Fresh Foam V4. So these are the first 2 pairs of New Balances I've ever worn. This pair I really actually like. I love the look of them. I love the feel of them. I love the thick base. They're very squishy. They're definitely a slow shoe. Right? I felt very slow out there today. Biggest problem though is that, I don't know, the upper really hugs my ankles and like the back of my ankle. This rubs a little bit. Biggest problem is that it's giving me blisters on the inside of my feet. You might be saying, well, John, that's like, you know, money that you just spent on shoes now that you're like not really gonna wear. Well, in particular with these ones, I'll still get wear. I still get wear the Invincible 3s, and I'll still wear these Fresh Foams regardless if I run in them or not. But it's like, you gotta be willing to spend money on shoes to find shoes that you like. And even if you have shoes that you like, I still think that there's value in trying new shoes to find other shoes that you like, especially if they're going to be for different uses. For example, like I needed a good recovery shoe, like an easy day shoe. So like I need to venture out and try this, and I'm willing to spend money to try it out and see if I want it to become part of my rotation. And I'm willing to accept if it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I can either wear them just as everyday wear shoes, or I can donate them or whatever else. Otherwise, I'd still be running in my first ever pair of running shoes. You know, you just buy the same pair all the time. And I would hate to still be wearing those every day. Not that there's really anything wrong with them, but it's like, that's how I found the ASIC Nova Blast 3s. I think that I just thought that they looked cool. And was like, cool, I'll try these. And they turned out to be my freaking favorite shoes. And I don't want to limit myself to believe that those are the best shoes out there. There could be a better shoe for me, you know? We are back on the pancake breakfast train, at least for now. It's been my little, it's been like every day this week, and I've been justifying it because I need to get healthy again. I just need an easy way to get calories in, and I'm not gonna like cook. So we got a couple eggs, hash browns, turkey, sausage, and then we got 3 pancakes. So we're gonna scarf those down. That'll be a Friday. And we're gonna take mobility a little bit more serious today and tomorrow. We're gonna eat a lot today. Gotta start hydrating up, and we got 22 miles tomorrow. Just gotta decide where I'm gonna run it. Plan out the route. Peak week of training is going well. Saturday. Saturday means long run day, and not just any long run. Today's the long run, the peak long run of marathon prep. We have 22 miles. The 22 miler. I think we're gonna push for about 7:40 pace today. Should be pretty good. Late start to the day. It's almost 12. It was up too late last night to get up early, and it was raining bad this morning. So I waited, and the sun's coming out. It's a freaking perfect day. Ate an apple and peanut butter. Got some G1M Sport in me, and we're pretty much ready to rock. We're gonna take this soft flask with us with a scoop of G1M Sport and a couple Go Gels. The most notable thing for today, because it's not entirely different. 2 weeks ago, I hit a 20 miler. It's basically gonna be the same run, just a little faster, and I'm gonna add 2 miles. But today we're breaking out some new shoes. We are gonna be rocking the ASIC Super Blast today. So they're brand new. I've never run in them before, and I'm gonna wear them on a 22 mile run. Risky? Yeah, potentially. But I have trust in these shoes. They're very similar to the Nova Blast, which are my favorite shoe, but supposedly better. So as long as they're not worse, I'll be okay. They feel amazing though. They feel amazing. Now, we're ready for 22 miles. We've had the most insane headwind for like 5 miles. Effort is a lot higher than 7:45, but I've hit all the splits so far. Alright, I gotta take a pause here. I gotta tighten up my shoes. They're just not tight enough, though. But yeah, they're slipping a little bit. See, this is what happens when you run in these shoes for the first time on a 22 mile peak workout. So we're getting an unprogrammed rest in. The problem with this workout every prep is that your legs are virtually at peak fatigue. Well, they are at peak fatigue. And I'm feeling it in my left shin, in my right, like Achilles, ankle. While we're at it, I guess I'll just go ahead and slow down, let's chill. Oh yeah, that is so much better. Alright, we're back. Alright, we're 11 miles in, and we're falling behind. We're at a 7:49 minute per mile pace, which is okay. Ideally though, we want to be at 7:45, which means I need to negative split this back half. Now, the reason I'm behind, my legs weren't holding up the best, but I think even more than that was the wind. You can probably hear it. I had the gnarliest headwind for like 7 miles out of these 11. So I'm hoping that I'll have it as a nice tailwind here on the way back. And it got me thinking, you know, would you rather, if there's gonna be a headwind, would you rather have it on the way out or the way back? You know? What would be the preferred option? For me, I think it's pretty easy to say I would take the headwind on the way out, because I would assume that I would have the tailwind on the way back. The thing is though, that's in a fairy tale reality, because in real reality, wind patterns change, right? So what that means is that with your choice, you run the risk of the change being. So that means with whatever you choose, you run the risk of the wind changing. So you could take that headwind out first, or you could turn around and the wind stopped. So in that case, you're in a position where you took the headwind out and there's no tailwind on the way back. And potentially even worse so, you could take the headwind out and you end up getting a headwind on the way back, which that would suck. So, with that, I have concluded that I would choose the tailwind first, just to guarantee that I do get a tailwind. But these are the things you start thinking about when you're out here for 3 hours. I just had an 8:47 mile. Legs are struggling. I'll tell you. It's 14 miles in though, so we got 8 left. But this is where the glorious tailwind better come in. And I tell you, if I have a headwind here, no, we're gonna think positive. We're gonna ride this tailwind all the way back in, try to pull the pace up. All right, that is generally the direction that I will be going. All right, we're taking a little breather. 16.5 miles in. I was dying out here, so I stopped at my apartment, which I was running by, to get some water. But I don't have my key because I drove to the head of the trail. So anyway, I went to a little restaurant and I got a glass of water. But the sun is out today, and I apparently forgot what it takes to run in heat and how you properly hydrate for the heat. So we got about 5.5 miles left. We'll take down the water with this gel to carry us home. That's it. That's 22. I'm not back to the car. My detour cut off some time or distance. It's not gonna walk. Dude, I want this to be over so bad. That was awful. That was awful. And guys, that's not something I say lightly. I know the difference between a challenging run and that was awful. That was awful. 22 miles nonetheless. 3 hours, 10 minutes, 20 seconds, and 8:39 minute per mile pace. That's not what you want to see. Is it okay? Yeah. You know what? It is. It's fine. Ideally, in an ideal world, I wanted to hit 7:45. And I was close to it for the first 10 miles or so. Maybe less. Just conditions didn't add up. Just wasn't my day. Nutrition wasn't good enough. Hydration wasn't good enough. Wasn't prep for the heat good enough. Sleep wasn't good enough. came out really hot into a big headwind. It just drained me. Legs, too under recovered. None of which is a recipe for success. But we got it done. And in 30 minutes, I have to be in my TSA pre-check appointment. I gotta go home, shower, eat. I gotta hustle. We're back. And so after my run, I rush home. And I know that I'm late. Like, there was no shower, there was nothing. I rush into the house, I fill up 2 blender bottles of water so I could drink. I drive all the way, like 30 plus minutes, to the Staples for TSA pre-check. Oh yeah, another big reason I had to come home was because I had to get my wallet with my ID, and I had to get my birth certificate. So I go in there, I know where my birth certificate is, I get the birth certificate, and then boom, bolt right back to the car. Drive like 30 plus minutes to the Staples, come in. Luckily the lady still took me back, and she's like, yeah, I'm ready to go home, trying to get out of here. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, this is why I need TSA pre-check, right? This is exactly why I'm here. So anyway, she's like, all right, I need your birth certificate, driver's license, form of payment. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Done. She scans my ID. She's going through it, confirm all the information, scans my birth certificate. She goes, sir, this is not a birth certificate. I go, what? She's like, yes, this is not a birth certificate. This is your car title. And I go, no, no way, dude. And I wanted to get pre-check for like 2 years, and I skipped an appointment back before, and I pushed this off, and I have a flight this upcoming week, so it was like perfect timing. Drove all the way out there. Now I got to book in another time, another week, and go do it again. But we're finally back. We're on the couch. I feel pretty awful. So I'm just gonna not leave this couch tonight. It's weird to be done and said it's 5:30. Sometimes I'm at this point 9 a.m. But anyway, we have some leftovers that I'm chowing down on. Some leftover shepherd's pie that Jude made. So, oh my gosh, dude, this is so good. As for the run, though, dude, it was not good. This is not a confidence booster. I mentioned, not all the variables fall your way. It's not always your day. But the idea of running sub 3 is just the stars are going to have to align. And even if they do align, I still don't know if I'm really capable. And there's not much fitness building that happens from here. There's a couple key workouts, but we're essentially going into the taper, which I guess I'm excited for, and I'm okay. It's kind of my thing. I do really, 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 really well at the beginning of prep, all the way up until a certain threshold where fatigue just starts to build too much, and peak week is tough. Same thing happened for Long Beach. So it's just hold fitness, push fitness any higher that I can, avoid injury, take care of myself, and get the legs fresh. Because if I'm well fueled, well rested, legs are recovered and ready to go, then I think I can do it. Especially if it's nice and cool as well. But anyway, on the days where the confidence is rocked a little bit, we're not going to try to look too much into it. But there you have it. A week of marathon training.